Participatory system of governance introduced by the Ekiti State's Governor, Dr. Kayode Fayemi, has become a tradition in the state, as his wife, Erelu Bisi Fayemi, has taken the same message to the markets with the introduction of the Market Women Empowerment Program. The First Lady also presented a new bus and other gift items to the traders.
The wife of the Ekiti State Governor, Erelu Bisi Fayemi, arriving at the market square, where she was received by the market women, who were obviously happy to see her. The Commissioner for Women Affairs, Fola Richard Dewusi, gives an insight into the mission of the First Lady and the objectives of the empowerment program.
The mission is to provide some support for the market women to improve their businesses, and also to provide opportunity for them to interact with her, their fears, their challenges, and also to profile ways of addressing those challenges.
The wife of the governor says this program gives her an opportunity to fulfill one of the governor's campaign promises, that of addressing the needs of the market women.
I don't know if some of you remember when we were campaigning for elections in 2007. Dr. Fayemi made a promise that to ensure that not only will it support women's empowerment in the Ekiti State, we will pay particular attention to the needs of market women, because market women are the pillars of our economy. Their needs include water, sanitation, a conducive environment in which to sell their wares, access to transport, lock-up shops, and so on. I'm pleased to inform you all that as I go about the state with this tour, we will ensure that all our market women in all the markets across the Ekiti State will have, if not all, some of these concerns addressed.
As a way of empowering the market women, the First Lady donated a bus to the women in Idosi and Ijeru Ekiti. She then moved into the market to purchase some food items and to further interact with the traders.
In order to discourage people from patronizing quacks who design buildings that collapse easily, there's need for professionals in the building industry to make their services accessible and affordable. That's coming from the Director of Architectural Services of the Federal Ministry of Lands, Housing and Urban Development, Mrs. Sani Gidado, while addressing participants at the 24th edition of the Conference of Architects in Abuja. He maintained that the continuous patronage of quacks is increasing the number of collapsed buildings.
Professional bodies and other enlightened stakeholders in the industry need to harness their expertise, experience, skills and competencies more readily to promote the greatest good of the greatest number. It implies a new paradigm in service delivery, predicated on the willingness of your members to offer the citizenry the best products in the construction industry in terms of relevance, need, quality, standards, value for money, and aesthetics. The same relates to services with regard to affordability, timeliness, and stability. I believe that the starting point in providing solutions to everyday living in the construction industry is for the members of the various professional bodies and vocational groups in the built environment to develop a very strong sense of bonding and shared responsibility.
And meanwhile, in a bid to strengthen its presence in the Nigerian market, Unimer Group, makers of Titus canned sardines, has officially unveiled new marketing communication strategies. At the presentation ceremony in Lagos, the company also said that the marketing campaign is aimed at ensuring that Nigerian consumers are provided with the best brands available across the world.
Titus Sardines is a household name in canned seafoods among several brands known in the market. As a strategy to enhance its reach and check the existence of fakes and imitations, the manufacturer, Unimer Group, is unveiling top-notch communication tools before its distributors and journalists.
To believe in our potential, Titus Sardines have been feeding us for almost 100 years. It offers us the strength for a better living. Life is better with Titus.
in Titus sardine is the protein is big and the rich source of protein. And one small can, you can have the all nutritional needs for the consumer, and it contains also calcium. Is very helpful for the human. And vitamins, many vitamins, and oil, omega-3 is very good for the heart.
The company is also partnering DP Partnership, an advert agency of Draft FCB Africa, to drive the brand campaign.
There are a lot of low-quality sardine in the market, and if you want to eat really good sardine, it has to be Titus sardine. That's why we are here on the market right now. We need to educate the public. It's the insight that drives this advertising. What people want to hear, what did they say about the product? That's what driven it. So we are sure that's going to work.
Titus exists in Nigeria for many years. We have a history here in Nigeria and everywhere on the world. And before, we focused our efforts in networking and sales and marketing strategy. But now we think that this is the moment to be more aggressive in communication strategy.
The new strategy for marketing Titus canned sardines encompasses platforms such as TV commercials, radio jingles, print, outdoor, POS materials, and social media advertising. Kelvin Obetain, Channels Television News.
It's time to talk more business news. Here's Adishawa Josh.
Business indeed. Nigeria's oil sector is about to receive another boost as Dangote Group declares its intentions to borrow $3.3 billion to invest in a $9 billion oil refinery and petrochemical complex in the country. Now, according to the management of the company, the refinery would have a capacity of about 400,000 barrels a day by the end of 2016. The company also says it's seeking an additional $2.25 billion from the development funds for the project. Dangote Group in the first quarter of 2013 had announced plans to set up a refinery with a proposed location in the Olokola Free Trade Zone of Ondo State. The board of the Nigeria Export-Import Bank, NEXIM, has been inaugurated with a charge to further boost regional trade in West Africa. While inaugurating the board, the Minister of Finance, Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala, noted that the present administration remained committed to transforming the Nigerian economy and expanding regional trade through the incorporation of the West African Economic Zone. She described the Nexim Bank as an important part of the Nigerian financial sector set up to promote international trade. The Nigerian Stock Exchange has been receiving financial results of various companies in the nation for the period ended June 30, and this time FBN Holdings joins the list. For the period under review, the company recorded a 7.7% increase in its gross earnings with a profit after tax of 46.1 billion naira. Now, profit before tax jumped 2.5% to 54.8 billion naira. The company's net assets appreciated also by 3.8% to 455.5 billion naira. Sell pressure continued at the Nigerian equities market as the oil share index closed in the red after dropping 0.12% to close at 36,480.24. Here's BC Coca with more.
Hello and welcome to the Stock Market Reports. Tuesday's trade at the Nigerian Stock Exchange saw the bears upstate the bulls once again as the key benchmark index dipped by 0.12% to drop to 36,480.24. The market capitalization remained at 11.56 trillion naira. Meanwhile, WAPCO is the day's top loser, shedding 2 naira from its share price to lead Cadbury, NTL Nigeria PLC and others. On the flip side, PZ improved its share price with a 1 naira 50 kobo gain. Guinness is also on the gainer slug, adding 1 naira to its share price. On the volume chart, Transnational Corporation of Nigeria led with 90.47 million units. When the trading ended for the day, volume was flat at 317.96 million units, worth 2.6 billion naira, and exchanged by investors in 5,100 and 16 deals. And that's a wrap on the stock market reports. I am BC Koka.
The business news of this hour, the news at 10 continues in a moment.